What's up, guys? Amster Knows Hoops back today with another video. And really quick before getting into the content for today, I really wanted to thank you guys again. Like, these last string of videos have been performing extremely well. We are at almost 640 subscribers when I'm recording this video. I know for a fact, you guys, just an absolute fact, we can hit 700 by the middle of March, not even. So please leave a like, comment, subscribe, send this to all your friends. And today we are talking about the Dallas Mavericks, who are currently now the 6th seed in the West on a 7-game winning streak, at least when I'm recording this video. They're first in half-court defense in February 8th, according to Cleaning the Glass, and 6th in half-court offense. This team is really figuring it out. So I want to get right into it and discuss what about this Mavs team has changed so drastically. And the first thing we got to talk about is P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford. And P.J. Washington's giving you 10, 6, and 2 with about 1 stock. And Gafford's giving you 12, 10, and 1 with 2.5 stocks. The man's played 4 games or 5 games with the Mavs. He's already averaging 2 blocks. So let's get right into it, right? The defensive side of this team and what Gafford and P.J. Washington helped bring to it, right? So you see here, right, Kyrie actually putting in the effort here against Denny, rolls in, waits for Gafford. Gafford just absolutely shuts that down and gets right back into it, right? It's this effort from an actual big for this team that's so important if you're the Mavs, right? Like, as he's driving, Gafford does a good job of keeping him at the hip. So if he tries to score, he has to go into Gafford, and Gafford just absolutely swats it. But that right there is the sort of rim presence that this team has not really had for a long, long time. Right, and then we can talk about P.J. Washington, the scorer, the spacing he provides, right? Eric Gordon already, right, starts to go over. And the reason that's so important is, right, so they set the screen, right? It's kind of hard because they don't show it all. But as he sets the screen, P.J. Washington, Grayson Allen understands, I've got to stick on Luka. I mean, the man is shooting 40% from 3 in the most recent stretch and 38 normally. So, of course, you got to respect him as a shooter. But as he goes over, right, boom, there's PJ wide open. Eric Gordon shades looking like he's going to go help, but doesn't. Wide open 3, right? Now, I don't think PJ Washington's some elite shooter. He's not been shooting very well, actually, technically, in Dallas. But I think it's just the premise of getting that spacing from a legit 4 defender as well, right? Like, here, I like this attack, going at the rim, right? These are smart cutters. These are guys who know when they got to take their chance to attack the rim. Especially because you have a Luka, a Kyrie at the floor at times, right? Like, just take a look. Look, they literally tag, right? And it's a 4-on-4 situation. Beats the man. At this point, he's just too late to come over. Tough finish. But those are the kind of looks that the Mavericks have not really been able to see or generate for years. And again, look at this here, right? So they run a little staggered screen action with Josh Green and Gafford. Except they, don't actually go through with it. Chet commits to Luka because Luka's one of the best rim attacking guards in the league. Boom, right over to Gafford. Knew his timing, knew his pace, knew when to wait. Had the guys' full attention on him. To me, it is that is so important, right? And again, you're going to get so the reason I did these two first is I genuinely believe that the addition of those 2 guys make this team a legitimate dark horse contender. Like, if things go their way, if they manage to roll into a certain, like, situation of matchups, they could mess around and come out of the West. Now, do I necessarily think Luka and Kyrie are going to maintain these levels of efficiency like they have since the 5th of February? No. But I think their efficiency normally is still really freaking good anyways. And I think there are some seeds planted here defensively that can help take place in a slower setting like the playoffs as opposed to the very, quick nature of the regular season. Then I'm going to talk about Kyrie. So since February 5th, he's been averaging 27, 6, and 6 on 58 from the field, 46 from 3, and 73 from the line with 1.7 stocks. I'm going to be honest, right? I made videos on Kyrie before, or I've talked about Kyrie before, and I've talked about how I feel like his fans or perception is a little overrated. I have to admit, he's been proving me wrong this year. Again, I guess we'll see if it translates in the playoffs, but the way that they're playing, I don't see why it wouldn't. He's giving you legitimate defensive effort, which I think is, first of all, extremely important, not just for him, but for his teammates and for everyone to see when Kyrie or Luka is trying on defense, you really got to lock in, especially when you know those two guys on the opposite end can get you the easiest bucket you need in your life. So let's get right into it, right? The first thing I sort of want to talk about is Kyrie as a passer playmaker for this team, even with Luka on the court, is actually better than I thought, right? So gets the ball here, gets a little screen that they just attack over on, and uses that to bridge between the two defenders to get Kleber a nice little bounce pass to go ahead and get a little hook shot, right? And what I like here, too, is you're going to see the attempt at the action, right? And Bridges is calling it like, okay, fight over the screen. But instead, it doesn't matter because Cam Thomas sort of gets caught ball watching. Boom. And even if that didn't hit, he had another guy in the corner. Like, the spacing provided here on the Mavs, even without a Luka Doncic, is extremely nice right now. Again, this is hoping that no injuries come to this team. Right, and then you see Luka's defensive effort there, pushing. Right, he's pushing it up. Right, he's got Mikal on him. But I think the thing is, too, is just the range, right? He could just pull up. And having that sort of three-point shooting squad, spacing squad, it's huge for a guy like Luka. It's like LeBron. You want him with shooters, floor spacers. Except now Luka's becoming an elite shooter himself. Tough bank shot, right? He's a tough bucket maker, right? That's always been the thing with Kyrie. Like, he's going to slow the game down, right? And you see Luka sort of trying to call, like, no, like, spread the floor. He's like, okay, well, we ain't getting that, right? But again, he just gets that matchup one-on-one, and it doesn't matter what else you do. Then we're going to talk about Luka. Since the 5th of February, he is averaging 31, 10, and 9 on 52 from the field, 41 from 3 on about 10 attempts a game, and 75 from the line, with 2.6 steals and blocks. To me, you can mark this down. In my opinion, if the Dallas Mavericks obtain the 5 seed, Luka Doncic should be the MVP of the league. I have seen Jokic and Westbrook, get it as a 6 seed. And Luka's averaging, even in general for the season, leading the league in points per game and is literally almost averaging a triple-double. And you could say Kyrie's been hurt for a good chunk of the year, right? And right now they have a better record. I just want us to remember this. And if they end the season at the 5 seed, they could end up with a better record than a team with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. Like, that to me is insane. So to me, if they obtain the 5 seed, Luka's MVP. But let's get into it, right? Luka's actually putting in an effort on defense too, which is huge to see that from anybody, right? And even Kyrie is too, right? So you're going to see here, they're going to kick the ball out, right? Luka reads the pass, right? Kicks it out. So Sohan comes over. Luka sort of fakes out like, oh, okay, I'm going to come over, commit. Luka goes over and blocks it himself and helps out the team, forcing the shot clock violation. Luka, little step back 3, right? But he goes to fight for that board. Okay, he comes back. And he reads here where the defense is going. He feels Zach Collins is behind him, so he goes to cut off that possible point. And that's just a beautiful read by Luka. Luka's going to get the ball. Going up here once Tim Hardaway Jr. pushes the pace. Right, go right back up to Luka, top of the key. Gets a Maxi Kleber screen, right? Step back 3. Adding that kind of move to your arsenal, especially for someone like Luka, is so deadly because, again, he attacks the rim. He loves to attack. So teams do hesitate on which way to guard it. Because, again, right, you're going to get Luka here. Booker shading over, right? Step back, spin around, midi. Luka is just another tough shot maker when you need him the most. This team to me, you guys, has shown me legitimate signs, again, of a dark horse contender. I do not think they're favorites to come out of the West. I do not think they're NBA champion bound. But man, you guys, I have to admit, they've made the roster moves that have been needed for a guy like Luka. They got him spacers, good defenders. Now they have a legitimate front court rotation. You have Derek Lively. You have Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington. And if you really need to go any deeper, you got Maxi Kleber, right? And you have Kyrie and Luka. Let me know what you guys think about the Mavs down below. Do you think there's something legit there? Aside from obviously Luka or Kyrie on any given night can take a game in the playoffs? Or do you think that this team will ultimately run into a team like the Nuggets or the Clippers or, a team like that and ultimately fall out? Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, this was Mr. Knows Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace out.